All right, welcome back to the channel, everyone, and we have some boost weather tonight, y'all. The temperature dropped about 30 degrees, and we are going to be getting some 100 to 150 data. I might do 160 to 130. I know the car is not going to hook, but I'm really curious to see if we can get into the fours, 100 to 150. We should be able to. So if you guys enjoy the content, feel free, drop a like in the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. We might be able to get into the fours, 60 to 130. I don't know though, because I'm not gonna be able to do a second gear hit. It's gonna blow the tires off. It's cooler outside. It might be a little sketch, but I definitely want to do a third gear hit to see exactly where the car is. If you enjoy the content, feel free, drop a like in the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. We have a Shelby GT350 with an ESS G3R Supercharger. This is on the 110mm pulley. ID 1050X injectors, dual booster pump. We have 20-inch wheels in the front. We also have 18-inch wheels in the back, 305, 45, 18 ET Street R's. All right, put a little bit of E85 in the car, over half a tank.
Sim has connected your phone and is reminding you.
Double. Whew. I know it's 60 degrees out. The DA is probably going to be anywhere between 300 and 600 right now. Definitely not negative DA, but a lot better than 15 to 1700. Now we have a Vengeance Stage 2 clutch, which may or may not be engaging a little bit funny. Hopefully it doesn't do it. To do this 100 to 150, I'm gonna have to rev out my third to I think 84. What the hell was that? Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think the car is going to be able to run. The fastest 100 to 150 was a 5.0, literally a 5.0 on the dot. The 60 to 130, the time is chalk because it just blows second gear out the water, and obviously leaving in third gear, this car is not in power whatsoever, so it's not an accurate representation at all. And obviously the runs that I upload, you know, leaving in second gear 60, that is like the accurate representation. But the thing is, when you're racing you know, realistically 800 plus horsepower cars, the runs are not 60 to 130. They're usually 60. This guy is gonna fucking do it though. He's gonna do a dig. Look at this guy. Look at this dude. Yeah, that guy's trying to do a dig. I don't want any bit of that, bro. That dude's on some tiny ass tires. You saw that truck go yeah, I'm good on that. As I was saying, usually the runs are 60 to 150, 60 to 160. So when you're making power, or once you start making a certain number, that 60 to 130 number is kind of irrelevant, because you need to look at the back end. Some cars will 60 to 130 hard, but then they'll fall off past 130. So I've started to look at the 100 to 150 numbers a lot more closely, because that is kind of where I'm getting a more accurate representation on where the car is at versus other setups, not even just Mustangs, but other cars, blower cars, turbo cars, hell, even a properly set up nitrous car, that 100 to 150 is really going to let you know what's going to go down. Because, you know, if you spin, if anybody spins, that 60 to 130 is chalked. That number is irrelevant in a race. 9 times out of 10, you know, 800 plus horsepower cars, somebody is spinning. But for the most part, you're not spinning at 100 mile an hour, so that 100 to 150, that back end is what really is going to matter. And that's kind of like what I'm looking at right now. And for those of you who are trying to like judge your setup, I probably would start looking at that 100 to 150, because you got to ask yourself, how many runs have you done that are done at 130? Probably not many. You know, obviously somebody is most likely gapped by 130, but those close runs, yeah, those go to like 150. You know, you're door to door. Or those runs when you start pulling past 130, it's like, okay, that's when you're really going to be able to tell, you know, if the car is making power or not. So I think we should be able to get this car into the 4s, 100 to 150. I don't know about 60 to 130. This car still is on stock suspension, so it is spinning. But hey, I'll try it out. I'm going to do a 3rd gear hip. Not even going to bother doing 2nd, because I know it's not going to hook. So, mission accomplished. You put the car in the 4s, 100 to 150. It actually was spinning pretty bad. I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but it was like kind of sideways, but we were able to do it. Hit the limiter in 4th, but it's all good. I'm going to do a 60 to 130 right now. I'm not going to be able to do it in 2nd, because if it spun at like 80 mile an hour, there's no possible way that I'm going to go ahead and risk it right now. But I will do a 60 to 130 to see roughly where the car is at. Even though I know this is not going to be necessarily accurate, because I race it in 2nd, 3rd gear is kind of a dud. I just want to see where it is comparable to the 100 to 150, because the 100 to 150 time is actually, in my personal opinion, pretty solid. And you can kind of do the rough, you know, bench math on where the 60 to 130 should be. She's spinning. It's crazy the spread this car has. 60 to 130, 100 to 150. Like, it's actually ridiculous, because it will not hook in the gear that I needed to hook. It's insanity the spread this car has. Insanity. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. The 60 to 130 time, don't get me wrong, it's nothing crazy, but it legitimately doesn't make sense comparable to the 100 to 150, because I'm unable to leave at the RPM and gear that I need to leave it. It's literally a dud. Like, you can feel it's like, and it starts to spin. I don't know if it's gonna show on camera. I have to blur out the speed, but like, everything's, the stability control, it's going nuts. But you know what? I'm happy with it. It did run a PB 60 to 130, obviously, because of the air, but you know what I'm saying, it was nothing crazy. You know, in 3rd gear, this is not even how I race it. If it hooks, you know, there's multiple tenths shaved off. You know, we saw it with the S650. It was literally like, oh my, it was a lot that got shaved off, and it's even more with this car. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If I showed the 60 to 130 at times, people would be like, oh dude, you're sandbagging. We finally put something in the 4s. 100 to 150. We'll get that 60 to 130 with some more suspension, some fresh tires, and I think we're gonna need the 100mm pulley to do it. Maybe the 105 if I pull weight out of it, but I'm not really trying to go ahead and I ain't tin can in this car. As far as weight reduction, all I have is the rear seat delete. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not taking my seats out of this car. Hell nah. So, oh, we got dumps, obviously, but I'm really happy. Maybe the 105 with suspension and then hooking can go fours, but I don't know. That spread is ridiculous. I'll go over the times when we get back to the crib, but the spread is kind of crazy. At 60 to 130, the 100 to 150 is kind of nuts. Because usually it's close, but dang, that goes to show you the 5.2 liter Voodoos, the top end is ridiculous. All right, it's the next day, and let's go over the Draggy data, the 100 to 150 as well as the 60 to 130. Now, the Shelby GT350 ran a 4.87 100 to 150. I have the video. I'm gonna go ahead and showcase that right now. Now, as far as the conditions, the temperature outside was 63 degrees. It was 150 feet in the air, and the DA was 481, and the slope was 0.22. So a little bit of a positive slope, not that big of a deal. Really happy with that time, because to get a stick shift car that weighs over 3,700 pounds in the fours, anything 60 to 130, 100 to 150, is not the easiest thing to do. You obviously have to be able to drive the car, but you have to have the car making power when it needs to make power, so you can get to 150 as quickly as possible, and obviously be able to have enough power under the curve to where it's not dropping out of boost during a shift. So again, this is an ESS G3R 110 millimeter pulley car. I do apologize, we have a lot of rush hour traffic on my street. I'm gonna go over the 60 to 130, which is actually drastically different than the 100 to 150. Usually, especially with Mustangs, stick shift or 10 speed, the times are rather close, but this is because I had to do the run in third gear, not second gear. That's the gear that I usually race the car in. So as far as the 60 to 130 goes, the car went a 5.61 60 to 130. I did not even bother turning the video on, because I already knew that it wasn't realistically going to be an accurate time on what the car could run, because I've already beat quite a few cars that have technically draggied faster 60 to 130 times, but I'm leaving in second when I'm racing the car, and I only go ahead and do a third gear for draggy because I can't hook it. Now, as far as temperature, pretty much the same thing. 60 degrees, 150 foot in the air, 481 feet DA, and the slope, same road, apparently was negative 0.41. So again, not that big of a deal. Both draggies were valid, so keep that in mind. The 60 to 130 time is not going to be what the car realistically should run. If I could hook second gear, because the S650 picked up tremendously leaving in second gear versus third gear, and also removing that third to fourth shift. If I can hook up second gear with this car, realistically it should run, you know, doing some bench math, a 5.3 or faster. I've already ran a car. I'm not even gonna go ahead and say what car. I'm not gonna go ahead and say the specific numbers. I've already ran a car that has went faster than a 5.3 60 to 130. So with this car hooking, I think we definitely could get into the low fives, maybe a high four with some better air. But I know for a fact, if I put that 105 millimeter pulley on, definitely the 110, the 100 millimeter pulley on, it'll go, you know, fours, 60 to 130 if it hooks. We need to stop the hop, fresh tires, you know what I'm saying, maybe a little bit of weight out. But as of right now, super happy with where the car is at. I'm gonna try to do another 60 to 130. I might put some sandbags in the trunk to see if it can hook, see if I can actually get like a real, you know, 60 to 130 time. But as of right now, 60 to 130 is a 5.61. Obviously, that is not accurate. But if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free, drop a like in the vid, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.